Hello everyone and welcome back. We have finally reached the first page of DaVinci Resolve, which is media page, after 2 lessons and 50 minutes, but that's okay. And the way I would approach this page, I used to approach this page, would be like this. I would just open the folder that I needed. I would just select everything in this folder. I just drag and drop in here, and that's it. As you can understand from what I'm doing and from the name of the page, this page is used for importing media to your project, because DaVinci Resolve has no idea what you're going to do, what media you're going to use, what footage, what audio, what pictures. And that's why you have to import everything that you have to use in your project in here. And I would just throw it in here and go to edit page and then continue throwing stuff onto the edit page from media pool. But turns out there is a lot of things in here that I didn't know, and I'm going to share all of them with you today. So we're gonna delete all of that, and we're gonna do it the right way. To do it in the right way, by the way the media page looks, contrary to like Adobe Premiere, you cannot change the location of the windows. For example, I cannot just unpin this window and just drag it to the left or to the right. It's always going to be at the bottom part. I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, but it's going to be the lower part of the screen. Okay, we can engage something like inspector in here, capture, but I've got no capture device. So metadata, audio in here, or vice versa. Yeah, capture, no capture, sorry. Yeah, but the place where they're going to be located, it's always the same. So we are going to start like logic would suggest from media storage. Media storage is the right way to import the footage. I guess the designed way to import the footage. We're gonna locate like hard drive, video projects, and the project is called 8. And the way we are going to import that footage in here, there are many ways to do that. First of all, we can select all that we want, just drag it in here, and like previously, like from the folder itself, it's going to be imported in our media pool. This area is called media pool. But let's delete that. We can also right-click this like folder, and we have some options in here. Add folder into media pool, add folder, add subfolders into media pool. If we had some subfolders in here, there will be added the hierarchy of those folders will be saved in here. Also, we can add folders and subfolders into media pool and create bins. Once we click that, the bin, this is the master bin, and inside the bin called 8, like the project itself, is created, and all of the media is created in here. If we had some additional folder in here, additional bins would be created to nest all of this footage that we have. Not only footage, but also this is, for example, audio. Audio is represented in here like an audio wave, but we're gonna talk about that later, okay? So once we imported all of that, we can view, even before we import, we can view all of the media in the viewer. This area is called viewer. You can see that I just move my mouse over this clip and the viewer is changing. And this way is enabled by default. You can turn it off in here. It's called Live Media Preview. If you just turn it off, nothing is happening in here, but I'm going to turn it on again. So let's have at controls that we have in here. We can play it back, go to back, to start, to stop, make it loop. And this thing is called Jog Wheel. As you can see, if it is a long clip and we are moving our like playhead, it's moving very rapidly depending on the sensitivity of our mouse. But if we use Jog Wheel, it's going to move much slower. which is like, yeah, a nice way to do that. Also, we can view an audio track that is connected to our video in here and some annotation, but I don't have any annotation to this video. At the right corner, you're gonna have some additional settings like show all video frames, show timecode, show zoomed audio. This is the zoomed audio. Depending on where I am, the audio will be zoomed and will be displayed in here. And also we can display full clip, audio clip. This is the full audio clip. Yeah, show markers. We do not have any markers in here right now. Also, sometimes accidentally or like on purpose, you can click 200% and then just thinking what the hell is happening and why is it not occupying the whole area. You can click in here and click fit, or there is another way to do that. Just click Z or Z if you're Canadian, and it's going to go to fit automatically. These two buttons, they are to mark in and mark out. We can create a separate clip, or if we do not really want to import the whole clip, only the part of it, we can mark our area in, mark our mark out, and we can just drag it. It's going to create a subclip. Click create. This is the same clip as this one, but much shorter. The part that we really need. I'm gonna delete that. These are the basic controls of the viewer. Okay, I've got lists in here, so I wouldn't miss anything because there is a lot to cover in here. Now let's move to the media pool. This is the media pool. As you can see, we've got some controls in here. Make it larger, make it smaller, represent it like here, like that, like list. Also, we can do the same thing in here in our media storage. They look identical. They are the same because we moved our media from media storage to our media pool. We can work in DaVinci Resolve only with our media pool. The media pool folder will be anywhere inside of DaVinci, but in order to get your footage from your hard drive into your media pool, you need to go to media storage, which is only in here. Okay, so only these files will be available throughout the whole pages, all of the pages in DaVinci. And the way you can organize your media pool is by using different bins. For example, this is our master bin. It's created by default, and everything you throw into media pool is going to go into master bin, unless you specify that DaVinci Resolve has to create an additional bin. You can create it manually, like new bin, bin number 2. You can name it like junk, and you can move any footage or any file that you have just by dragging it, dropping it into this junk. You want to delete it for now. Also, you can right click, open as a new window. I was looking for that. If you're like if you have like a separate monitor, you can open your bin, move it over there, and there will be this bin open separately. Now, you can subdivide your media pool using these parameters. Not really helpful, but whatever, maybe you need it. Also, you can search anything you want by name, either within the selected bin or all bins. Okay, you can also sort it by like tag, scene, camera. That refers to metadata. We will get to metadata shortly. Show audio waveform, otherwise it will be like just this symbol. And show non-rectified audio waveforms, import look. Yeah. There are bins, if you remember from the previous lessons, there are bins that will be created automatically, and there is also one global bin that will be connected throughout all of the projects. I'm sorry. I'll show you how to use them. In your view, you're gonna go and show smart bins, and view show power bins. Now, smart bins are the thing that we discussed previously. We can go to DaVinci preferences, go to user, and to editing. As you can see, we have only one automatic smart bin. Smart bin will be created for keywords. You can click in for people, for shots, for scenes, but it only would work if you have the correct metadata. We will get to metadata really shortly. You can specify what the keyword is going to be. For example, at smart bin. Smart bin number 1, we can name it like interview. And we're gonna select match all or any, media pool properties, clip details, camera, audio, file name, or duration, or start, or clip name that contains or does not contain, you can specify. For example, media pool properties, clip name that contains the word interview. When I click create, I do not have really any file that has the name in it called interview, but if I click this create, there will be a bin created, smart bin, that would contain all the video files that contain the word interview in it. If you're doing some massive project with a lot of footage, it's really helpful. There is only power bin. You can create new bin in power bin. Power bin will be shared throughout all of your projects. For example, you have some audio, or you have something that is color graded the way you want it to. You have some file that you need every project. You can add it to power bins, and that will be available throughout all of your projects. Okay, now view smart bins, I do not need them, and I do not need power bins. Okay, now you can drag this footage onto like a timeline, or create timeline. By the way, right click in here, you can create a timeline. Timelines, import or create new timeline using selected bin. This is not the way I would prefer to do that, but you can if you want. Click that, timeline number 1, use selected media, or yeah, create. It's going to create a timeline. If you go to edit, there will be a timeline containing all of the media we had in the media pool. This is not the way I would do that, but you can if you want. We can delete that timeline. The way I would do so, I would go to edit, click on media pool. Media pool is available in cut, page, in fusion, in color. It's available everywhere. That's why it is really helpful, really useful thing. You can access media pool in here and drag only the files that you really need. For example, I'm dragging my video file. I can drag not video file, but only audio file. Yeah. If I access this clip and I go to audio track, I can drag only that. Not the way no. Not like this. Open video file again, go to audio track, and you can drag it right from here. Yeah. When you hover your mouse over your video file, you can drag either video file, audio file, or the file video and audio together, like in here. But we're gonna discuss that in a greater detail once we get to edit page. Because it was difficult for me to find that, because typically I would not drag. I would just do it like this. If I want just audio file, drag audio and video, select video, delete it, and I have audio file. So that's why I was struggling to find it. But okay, nevertheless, it's not important. Delete this timeline. So what was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about cut page. We've got media pool. Edit page, we've got media pool in here. Fusion, we've got media page in here. Everywhere Here it's called media pool as well. Fairlight, we've got media pool. Everywhere we can find our media pool. That's why we need to import from our media storage into media pool everything we're gonna need inside of our projects, this particular project. Now, what we have next? Next is Metadata Editor. This one is called Metadata Editor. Right now, it says nothing to inspect because we haven't selected anything. If you select your file, it's going to contain some metadata. Some of it you can set in your camera. Some of this information is created automatically by your camera. And the more metadata you have, the easier it is for this software to create smart bins, to sort them. But frankly speaking, I do not really use metadata because I do not really work on very, very large projects. I just work on a small ones that I can tackle alone. That's why I do not really use metadata. But as you can see, it's Blackmagic Raw, 24 frames per second, 61, 40, 40, 35, 56, linear, blah, blah, blah. Everything, even data modified, everything you need to know about this footage. The same thing goes to audio. It contains information, metadata, as any other clip. Above metadata, you can find our audio panel, and it's got like two sub controls, or I have no idea how to call it. The first one is meters, and you can see if we go through this audio file, it's showing us the peaks, showing us how loud it is. And we also got a waveform. If we scrub through here, when live media preview is available, once we scrub through here, we're gonna see our waveform in here. Now, throughout the whole DaVinci Resolve and in media as well, you can undo and redo any action that we have done. To undo something, we need to press Ctrl-Z. To redo something, we need to press Ctrl-Shift-Z. If you've done something like 5 steps ago and you want to return to that, of course, you can press Ctrl-Z 5 times. Or you can go to Edit, Undo, Redo. Of course, they are here. Go to History. This is the history of what we have done so far. If you have gone like 5 steps back by pressing Ctrl-Z and then you have done something, then those steps that were before will be lost. No, not all of the steps are recorded in here, but many of them, and you can return to any. For example, if we click Ctrl-Z in here and then go Edit History, you can see that our tick in here is on the second item. It means that the more I press, the more I go into the past, almost to the original state. Okay, if I click this, it is the same as clicking Redo one time. Very helpful feature. You're gonna need it a lot during editing. So undoing and redoing DaVinci. Now, the thing that I've never used and I've never paid attention to, by the way, look at this. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter. Nice? Probably. The thing that I've never used inside of DaVinci, but I noticed only when I started getting ready for these tutorials, is Clone Tool. Clone Tool is used to back your footage on some other place. You get to understand what I'm saying as I'm going to show you what it does. For example, click on a clone tool. We click on Add Job. And job number 1, source and destination. So we can drag source and destination. But for example, I want to back this footage, everything that is in nice. Everything that it's in this folder. Cannot speak today. I want to back this up. So I can drag this folder in here, but I would prefer to do it this way. Right click on the folder, set as clone source. As you can see, the source now video project number 8, and I want to clone it, for example, in here. I right click in here and add as clone destination, and you can change checksum type. The lower you get, the slower it will be, but it will be more reliable. Okay, and then you click clone, and all of the footage will be cloned, will be like backed up to this folder. Never really used it. I'm not going to use it. I can copy just this folder myself before entering DaVinci, but if you need, there is a tool in DaVinci that you can use to do that. Okay. Okay, adding media to different pages, we've already discussed it. There is one thing that is very handy inside of DaVinci Resolve. This footage containing is, maybe you've noticed already, but this footage contains like a very like silent audio track, as you can see, because it was recorded from the camera onboard microphone. And this footage was recorded by and edited separately. It was recorded separately. There is a boom mic up here, and I recorded it separately. There are several ways that you can go about it to sync audio and video. The one way that is described in DaVinci Resolve book is open your video file, then open waveforms in here, select your audio file, and what you're doing is finding like a certain area where you clap, or you know perfectly that is going to stand out visually in audio as well, and you find it in here. Then you click this chain and they are linked. Not the way that I would do. I have never done it this way because it is not really great. The second option is to select both of them, drag them on the edit page, just increase the volume of this track, go use this track to pull this in here, find where they are very similar and try to eyeball it. Not the way I would do it either. There is a tool in DaVinci Resolve that would make everything much simpler. If you already know that there is only a couple of files that you need to sync, you can select them, right click, auto sync audio. Based on timecode, I do not have specific timecodes in audio and video. That's why I would select based on waveform. But if I need the original audio that was coming from the camera, I would press based on waveform and append tracks. I'm gonna show you what is the difference. Let's click based on waveform and append tracks. Once it's done, if we drag this footage in here, as you can see, they are connected now as one file. We have our original video file, we have original audio file, and we have our additional audio file that was recorded separately. If you're gonna need your original audio file, this is the way to do it. But history, link video. They are unlinked now. Yeah. The other way we can do that is to select them, right click, auto sync audio based on waveform. This is in case that we are certain that we are not going to need our original audio track. In this case, if you drag this footage, you can see that it contains now the original video file and new audio file that was recorded separately. And we have no idea where our original audio file is. All right? This is the second way. Now, if we, for some reason, link video, if for some reason we need to import only audio and we do not really want to import video, or we connected that, do not want to undo that and want separate audio, for whatever reason, you can right click in here, extract audio. DaVinci Resolve will extract audio from the video and place it in here as a separate file. If you do not really need that, there is option in here, delete permanently. Delete, it's going to make a scene out of it. Total files deleted, like some serious deal. Okay. Also, you can right click in here if you have a lot of footages and audio tracks that you need to combine together and you do not really want to select them manually. You can right click in here, auto sync audio based on waveform, for example. DaVinci Resolve will go through all of your files and will find the ones that match. The ones that are not matched, no, this is not correct. The ones that do not match, cannot speak today, they will be listed in here. It means that DaVinci Resolve just couldn't find any audio tracks that they could match to video tracks. And that's fine, but these two will be connected once again. For some reason they're connected a couple of times. Maybe because I didn't do it right, but you get the point. They were supposed to become connected. History, link video. Yeah, they were supposed to get connected just. Okay. Now, sometimes when you import several photos, and if those photos have the same name, like image 1, image 2, image 3, image 4, DaVinci Resolve will create a video file out of them, like a video sequence. Every photo will be like a separate frame. To avoid that, because I don't really need to like make a video out of these pictures, you can go in here, frame display mode, it says auto. That's why DaVinci is going to combine separate like PNGs or JPEGs that have the same numerical name in one video clip. You can select individual or you can select sequence, and DaVinci will try to combine some of them into a video clip, or you can leave it in auto, whatever you want. Now, if for some reason you have lost your origin, I'll show you what I mean. For example, all of video files that we are working with today are in here, video projects, folder 8. If I were to move it to like a separate hard drive, DaVinci wouldn't know that, and DaVinci would lose the information where they are stored. And your project probably will be ruined. But you can right click in here. No, let's start from a single file. You can right click on a single file and you can click Relink selected clip. You're gonna find where this clip on your hard drive, and it will be relinked to DaVinci. You can go in here, just a moment, relink clips from selected bin. If the whole file was moved to a different folder, you can relink all of the footages that are in here. Also, you can select all of them and change source folder. This is also just going to select the new folder where they are stored right now, and DaVinci will relink them. This is really helpful because sometimes you need to move your footage, and everything that was happening in the edit page will be like red and no media file, because DaVinci doesn't know where you moved it. This is the way you can relink any of your media to its new location. Yeah, difficult to talk today. Now, every clip contains some attributes. Right click and go to what? Okay, right click on audio and go to clip attributes. Yeah, in here. So, video, it doesn't contain any video. Audio. Sometimes like in this instance. When you record using a mic that creates only mono audio track, it's going to like go to only one ear once you get it into DaVinci. To make it a stereo, you need to open, right-click, clip attributes, go to audio, and create a stereo just by copying from left to right your audio clip. It's going to sound the same. This is if your audio was recorded using like a shotgun that would create a mono file. You need to do that. Yeah. The same thing, go to right click, clip, it's much higher in the video, clip attributes. And as you can see, we have like video, we can change some aspects, orientation, alpha mode, super scale. You can make it, yeah, it's not really, I wouldn't really do that, but you can make your 1080p footage look like as if it was like 3x, 4x, the number of pixels. It's not going to look that, but DaVinci will try to help you, right? Now, we've already talked about creating subclips, and yeah, what we left to discuss is using AI face detection. As I suspect, it's not going to work in a free version, but if you have paid version, select everything, right click, and you're gonna find analyze clips for people. DaVinci AI will analyze your clips, will find the same face on different clips, and then create subfolders that you're gonna rename later. For example, one actor is going to appear in like half of these files, the other actor is going to appear in the other, and like vice versa. So DaVinci will analyze it and will put it into subfolders, and you're gonna find it easily in those subfolders. Yeah, never thought I would talk about media page for that long. 90% of the time is spent not in the media page, and everything you can, many of things you can do here, you can do in other pages as well, especially in the edit page. So this is probably all. I hope I haven't forgotten anything about media page. Thank you for being here, as always. We're gonna move to the cut page in the next video. Thank you, and have a nice day, or evening, or morning. Goodbye.